So today's video, I want to talk to you guys about kettlebell goblet squats. Now, this is probably one of the most underrated exercises that I've ever came across, because so many people out there have like different back injuries, knee injuries, and forget about the injuries. So many people out there, their posterior chain, the muscles that run along the spine that let them stabilize shit the right way, a lot of people's posterior chain is so deconditioned that you don't have anywhere near the strength you need to support a weight on your back. So you start adding up weight on the bar, 135, 185, 225. Why? Because that's what your buddy does and that's what he tells you to do. And you end up hurting something in your back or your knees, or you start developing all the lower back shit. And it's not that you're doing anything wrong necessarily, it's just that your legs are a lot stronger than where your core can stabilize, and that's where a lot of the injuries and the mishaps are happening. So what I like best about a goblet squat is the amount of weight you need to get almost the same effect that you'd be getting from a barbell squat. Especially when you first start working off, you're getting the exact same thing, if not more benefits from it, all right? The bar is gonna force you down and forward. The kettlebell's gonna let you keep yourself upright and proper. Now, one of the most effective ways we found over the years is by doing goblet squats on a set of slam boards or wedges. Now, you don't want to just use any slam board or any wedge. I'm not gonna tell you which ones I use, because I'm not trying to promote anything and make you guys, I'm trying to say anything in this video. However, I do want to tell you there's different variations and different options as far as slam boards. Our two personal favorite, Goblet and WEC method, all right? They both have different types of steps that allow you to put your foot on the right angle, because if you guys remember from our videos, a lot of times the injuries you have either happen at a misfunction of either your foot or your shoulder. And a lot of people, when they go to do their squats, they let their knees collapse in, they let their ankles collapse in, and they start bracing through this like inner front line chain where everything just gets tight. Where what the wedge is gonna let you do is, while you're doing your squats, it's gonna naturally put your feet out on a slight angle to be able to keep your bones in alignment with your legs. So now when I'm here and I go to squat, my hips move the right way, I'm using the right parts of my muscles, I'm a lot less prone to lower back injury, I'm gonna get a ton more burn out of my legs, and it's gonna be a lot more effective than when you get on the bar, all right? So let's take a look at this exercise. All right, cool, so all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my kettlebell, and by the way, you can do this with a dumbbell also if you don't have a kettlebell. I'm gonna go bottoms down by the handles, right? So the bell's down, so this way the weight's tight to my body. And what's gonna happen now, by me holding the bell like this, it's gonna force me to keep my back upright. So you're working the upper back and spine muscles just as well. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have something to land on, so I have an idea, one, how low I'm going, so I know I'm not just shortchanging myself doing like half reps or quarter reps, but also in case I lose my balance, I have something to sit on and catch my balance versus just falling on the ground. A lot of times people are afraid of falling, that's why they don't squat so low. And we wanna go for depth and mobility on this exercise, not just weight. So all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my kettlebell, I'm gonna be right here. Elbows gonna stay tight to the body, knees go out, right? Elbows in, knees out. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna squat, and I'm back up. You notice how the bell wants to pull me down and forward, but I'm keeping my shoulders up as I go through my squat, and I'm down, I'm up. My body's upright, my knees are bowing outwards, and I'm getting a great burn from the back of my legs and my quads. I'll do a couple more. 2. Good. And the good thing about that is your arms being tight to your body like this is gonna help support your torso. So while a bar, you would normally collapse down and forward, the arms being tight to your body is gonna give you better bracing. Now, I wanna give you some other exercises that you can use also, so you can make a nice little circuit with this, because a lot of times people say, Jay, I did the exercise, it's great, but what can I pair it with? So I'm gonna show you 2 other exercises real quick that you can pair this with to make a nice little circuit at your gym. Let's take a look. So these are floor wipers, phenomenal ab exercise. For a lot of you in the beginning, it's gonna be more of a mobility exercise for the midsection and torso, but once you get your mobility there, it's a phenomenal exercise for the transverse abdominis and the obliques. Basically your deep ab muscles that keep you from getting back pain, right? My arms are up, right? I'm going side to side as I go. Notice how I'm bringing the one opposite bell away from my body to help counterbalance my legs, all right? And that other dumbbell is never coming across the midline of my body, right? I'm keeping it to the outside. Now, if I wanted to, I could turn that into a chest press as I go, right? Give me a little more balance, stability. As I'm going side to side, notice my legs are staying together, right? They're not coming apart. Notice my legs are going wide. If I needed to, I can bend my knees and modify the resistance by bending my legs or extending my legs. Now, let's say you're having a hard time. You can also do single-sided. One dumbbell, the other hand's down to the side, and I would just work the one side by itself, 10 to 14 reps on the one side, and then I would do 10 to 14 reps on the other. Same thing. I can add that chest press. I add a rotation, you don't have to. I get a nice good stretch side to side as I go. And then when I'm done, I would safely switch to dumbbells, and I would just do the other side for the same number of reps. Those are floor wipers. Half floor wipers with the one side, regular floor wipers going side to side. Let's take a look at the next exercise now. Now, one of my favorite pieces of cardio that I love including in a lot of our programming is the Concept 2 rower. And the reason why I like putting the rower in for so many people is that a lot of the exercises, a lot of the exercises people do at the gym or even when they're out is very forward based. You do the treadmill, you do the elliptical, you do the stair climber, you do the bike. All those exercises are very front chain dominant, meaning they work the front side of your body, your quads, your hip flexors, you know, and that's where a lot of lower back pain comes from. This is one of the only machines you're gonna find in the gym, cardiovascular wise, that's gonna let you get your cardio and predominantly work through the backside muscles of your body. It's a phenomenal exercise for building posterior strength in your body to help counteract all the sitting and, you know, hunching forward we do. But you're gonna burn a ton of calories in it too. And not for nothing, it's very low impact. Meaning that if you go out and you go for a run or a jog or anything like that, a lot of times those exercises are very high impact in your body. You can get shin splints, it can bother your knees, and they're just not comfortable for a lot of people. This is a very user-friendly machine, and what I like best about it is that, yeah, you can do it for long periods of time, but you can also program it the way we're gonna show you right now into short little bite-sized pieces as part of a circuit. Where we got the Goblet Squat, we'll do that for a set of exercises, we'll do our floor wipers, we'll do that for another set, and then we'll rotate as the third exercise, the rower. So now we have a lot of weight training, a lot of core mobility, a little bit of cardio, but because we're going back and forth through all three things, we get a better workout, we're getting our cardio, we're getting our own mobility, we don't fatigue out of boredom, and we don't get like the overuse injuries from the same muscles tensing up over and over and over again. So let's take a look at what this exercise looks like, and you guys will have a nice little takeaway where you have a nice little 3 exercise circuit you can start doing either at home or at your own gym that you can put in your crack pipe and smoke, because you know we like giving you stuff each week, right? Let's take a look at this exercise.